Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jordan with the Scale Science Podcast, and tonight we are going live for episode 8 with a very special guest. But first, let's introduce all of our other co-hosts. First up tonight, we got Randall with Style Factory Don't Fit.
Hello.
What's up, Randall?
What up?
We've got Andy, aka Manji Madness, tuning in from his build studio at his house. He's getting down, building the car tonight live with us. Next up, we've got Matt, aka Golden Jesus, hanging out, talking cars with us tonight. Matt, good to see you, man.
What up, gents?
Elliot, aka 5280 Things, tuning in from the mountains of Colorado. Elliot, great to see you, bro.
Thanks for having me, as always.
And Chris, welcome to the show, man. It's awesome to have you.
What up?
Damn, you didn't give him no special intro or nothing?
No,
I didn't have any
treatment.
Should have played a K-pop video, bro. Come on.
No, I hear that shit. I'm fucking watching it a million times over and over again. I don't see it.
Yeah, I understand that.
I also want to give a shout out to all of our fans tuning in live with us tonight. If you're new, welcome. Great to have you guys tuning in with us tonight. And if you're a regular, as always, we'll be chatting with you here and there throughout the show. I want to give a shout out tonight, first out, to Team Zero Max RC Decals. They are our show sponsor for episode 8. They're doing some awesome things. Love what you guys are doing. Keep up the hard work. Definitely making some drift cars out there look sweet. And tonight we're doing something really cool, man. Chris, I got to be honest, man. I've looked up to you on YouTube, watched your videos for as long as I've been into this, man. Like, I just really appreciate the way that you deliver information. You know, whether you consider yourself someone knowledgeable or whatnot, like, to me, you definitely have a similar point of view that I carry, and to sit there and kind of just laugh along with the way that you tell me how to do something, man, it's definitely something that made me tune in for a long time. So I appreciate your style, and I look forward to seeing more come from you. You always seem to have something interesting and cool going on.
Thanks, dudes. Yeah, no, I don't see myself as like really good at this stuff. Like, I'm more of a video guy than a scale modeler, but like, I'm learning as I go, and I guess, like, I don't know, that's like where the fun is, right? Is just to do something new and fucking fuck with shit. And like we were saying, like, it's all about that shiny thing, and like digging in, and those like late night Google searches where you're just like fucking spend the whole night reading about like chassis setups. Like, what the fuck was I doing? I could have been sleeping.
Right?
Why
am I
Pretty much every night.
And they're building, look at the clock, it's like 3 a.m. You're like, damn, I should probably get to the bed at some point.
Of course you showcase that.
Well, like, Jordan, you posted that picture of that fucking like delivery truck, right? And like immediately I'm like, all right, I gotta buy this fucking thing.
I gotta, right?
Oh, man. As soon as somebody tagged me in it, same thing. I was like, that's mine. Gotta.
There was a video of them like side by side, like driver side to like just in tandem, right? Like, there's I could have sworn. Yeah, one day. We'll
absolutely, man. I've always been really into like mini trucks and that style of build. And there was a guy at a car show when I was younger that had an old delivery van that was airbagged, and just, I mean, it was, you couldn't fit a piece of paper underneath the dang thing when it was on the ground. It was just so cool. I loved it. So
like body dropped, like chassis dropped, cut out, like everything
Yep.
tucked in. Fuck,
The
man.
whole works. Put a
Those-
nice big motor in it, and yeah, it all decked out inside. And I mean,
Yeah,
it was a really cool thing to take to car shows. You know, hang out with it and stuff.
That's what's up.
That is what's happening. Yeah, I know. I started solo. Like we used to race in the parking lot with our Hondas, our wrong wheel drive Hondas. I always say wrong wheel drive because it's front wheel drive. Like they make it work now, but like back then, man, we were pretty competitive in the parking lots. They had a whole solo event, and like we would race, and then college, and then fucking work, and then no more cars, so it just became models. But but fuck, man, my fingernails aren't dirty.
Exactly. You can do it from the comfort of your bench in the heat.
Totally.
I really enjoy that part of it for sure. Yeah. And I think you can get, like the same kind of enjoyment out of building a small one, especially when you take your time and like really think about it and engineer some stuff and come up with some cool ideas that haven't been done before. Like you could spend 100 hours easily doing something really nice and still feel like you could spend 100 more, no problem,
Totally so sick.
For sure.
And now it just seems like it's our fucking world is our oyster with these fucking 3D printers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like I mean, with the chassis that we bought, the new chassis with the 3D printed gears, like that's kind of bunk. Like I don't know if the diff is gonna last like more than 3 minutes or 3 seconds. Or whatever.
Mine's pretty crunchy.
Yeah. So like, I'm waiting for bearings, so we'll see how it goes. But like, I'm surprised they didn't go. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh man.
Brad.
It looks cool.
I have my drivetrain working. I just need motor.
Dude, that's sick.
Bro, come get one.
So I printed the diff and gears out of polycarbonate. So I'm hoping that that'll give a little bit more wear to it.
Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna try with PET or whatever.
Yep.
Stuff. But like try ordering that right now. It's like fucking impossible.
Filament's out of stock everywhere just because of everybody using it to produce stuff for COVID, which is rad, and it's showing the open source capabilities of the world.
Yeah, I printed a bunch of masks for the hospitals, but they no longer need them. I think they got an injection molder somewhere local.
Yep.
Which seems what happened. Like,
Oh wow.
It's actually kind of crazy how like because of this shit, manufacturing kind of got a boost. Like we're making masks, we're making personal protective equipment, all local. It's pretty crazy.
There's a small injection molding company in the Front Range in Colorado that's doing that, and they're making masks for all the surrounding states. But then Smith Optics is also based in Colorado, and Yeti Cycles is based in Colorado, and they're all working together to make like these rad face shields that are all reusable with like Smith goggle bands. So they're super comfy. They're like it's just rad to see what we're producing at home for our own front range, like frontline workers.
Totally.
You see like
Definitely.
Primos reproducing drum heads as face shields.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a crick cut, you can make face shields. Like you could just start cutting plastic, like get laminator sheets, laminate them, cut them out, and like boom, you're making like even the clear face shield.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, what was I going to say? I think Dark. What's that guy that makes? He's made also another chassis, a 3D printer. Darkwing. So he's using what is it like? He's using a pre-built diff cups. What was it? Red Cat Racing.
Red Cat,
whatever.
yeah.
They're like a $15 diff. I'm thinking that maybe something like that, you repurpose it, or maybe like a MST diff from one of those. It seems really modular.
Something easy to get parts for.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
I hear
hard to
that.
steal. Yeah.
What about like drive shaft and stuff? Would that work with it, or are they too long?
Oh,
No.
I don't know.
You could grab a
Be too long.
you could grab some super long ones.
FMX?
They make really long drive shafts nowadays. And so like you could go get a crawler one for like SEX 10-2 that's like the true horseshoe cup, and that'll stretch that long, no issue.
I didn't even think about that.
Also, it's weird in the design. It's got a telescoping drive shaft, and there's no need. There's no plunge. Like you don't.
Yeah.
The pumpkin doesn't move, so it's like, why the hell is it going in it? Like he should have just made it, one piece.
More
One
solid, yeah.
Piece, yeah.
And then maybe it wouldn't have a wobble as much. I don't know.
V2 maybe.
I know on my prints, like the one side that it like printed down on, it always is gonna have just a little bit of like a flat spot in it. It's never perfectly circular. At least in my experience, it hasn't been. So,
What first initial layer height are you playing with, Jordan?
you know what? I am not sure right here off the top of my head, but I can get those numbers for you.
Because the smaller you shrink that initial layer height, like Kira runs them fat for that first initial height for good layer adhesion, initial base adhesion. But you can like start playing with that and like shrinking it down, but increasing your flow a little bit. And like you can start playing with stuff where you can get them down to like just as small as your standard layer. Like, of course, you won't get sub 0.1, but like you can get that 0.15 super easy.
Yeah,
it's doable.
Okay. All right, guys. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh
Chris,
no,
you're fine.
it's all good. It's all good. We can talk about this more later.
Right on. Tonight we're gonna fly with this. We've been working on some new transitions and whatnot. So without further ado, what do you guys?
Wow.
Yeah! Wow, we getting fancy.
That was cool.
Doing stuff.
So this just came out last week on Instagram, and I got really giddy. The DeLorean body is officially dropping.
Nice.
Charging up the gigawatts.
The flux converter. Side note, has everybody watched them since being on Netflix? All three, 1, 2, and 3 are on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, like I watch Back to the Future like every day. They run the mirror, like they've been on Stars and shit like every day this month. I watch Back to the Future just like I watch Fast and the Furious. If it's on, screw everything else. Back to the Future, yo.
Yes.
That's cool.
I was gonna say Danger to the Manifold, but
Right.
Oh man, imagine a fusion. Oh my gosh. Back to the Fast and the Furious future.
Back to the Fast and the Furious future.
Would Chris? I'm gonna go there. Would Chris Walker be in it? Like, would they have to like play him?
Maybe. I mean, maybe.
I think they're just gonna bring back Paul Walker as a digital.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I meant. Paul, not Chris Walker.
Paul Walker,
Why did
yeah.
I say Chris Walker?
For some reason, I thought it was his son, and I was like, "Oh my god, he has a
that
fucking
his brother,
son."
though?
Where's the-
I was
Yeah,
thinking
Why did I
his
say
brother.
Chris Walker?
I was thinking Christopher Watkins.
I haven't heard of yet.
Like
No.
legit, I was thinking Christopher Watkins, but that's okay.
That would be rad.
I like how we're all like, yeah, all right. Wait, what?
Christopher Walken in Fast and the Furious 8.
Yo, they already got 9 and 10 lined up.
Oh my gosh, man. I wonder, all right, if you were a gambling person, if you're not already, how much money do you have on that going to a digit past the teens in their movies? Would you put money on them hitting a Fast and Furious 20?
Look at Tremors. How many Tremors came out? And if Tremors did it, Fast and the Furious is gonna top it. Like the latest Tremors came out in like 2016 or something like that. So
Halloween, how many Friday the 13th?
yeah.
How many Nightmare Before? Nightmare on Elm Street? Like, it's gonna happen. It's gotta happen.
I'm Wikipedia, Ren.
We are getting
You know, I don't even know.
Getting way nerded out tonight.
I believe they have a scale flux capacitor that you can print from a smaller model.
Mm-hmm.
That would be sweet. I have some ideas for this body, as a matter of fact. It's next up in the news tonight, and that is we got a new livery coming for the Scale Science cars. What?
That's good, man.
That's the best one.
Yep.
Super sweet, man. Loud.
Yes.
I like that loud bright.
Yes.
See, I'm telling you, I like the bright.
Mm-hmm.
That pink and teal is what's up.
Man. Especially the mixed match rim colors are beauty.
Oh yeah, the greatest.
That looks good.
I'm biased.
Definitely biased too. I definitely owe the shout out on bringing the concept to life to Zero Max, man. You did a fantastic job. I can't wait to get my hands on some of these. So that actually inspired us too. Last night we officially have a store set up finally, so you guys don't have to just send me private messages on Instagram anymore.
After years.
If you want to buy some stuff, hit me up here. We got the decals on pre-order right now. If you want to reserve yourself a set of them, they will be available on our store, and that link is coming your way in 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, let me get it. Where's it at? Ooh, doing it.
So, Mr. Jordan, are we going to start doing some crawling products? Because I have some body mounts for the SCX-10-2 chassis for all the RC four-wheel drive stuff.
Okay.
So we can get those printed up and going real nice.
That would be awesome, man. That would be awesome. I love crawling. I honestly, if it has a remote involved, I'm in. And unfortunately, that does include the TV too. But
and that's what I was thinking. Like when I came to Scale Science, I was coming from the crawling side of things, and you guys were like mainly into drifting. And what I think of Scale Science is anything small. Like we definitely have this like feelers in the drifting realm, but like with all of what we do, like it's much grander than just this one niche thing, and I think we should start showing like all of our skills in all those ways.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I completely agree.
Totally.
Just scale anything, I'm in. I know in the private chat that we have going, there's always, I think Ruben just posted tonight, some guy cooking like a little tiny fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
The tiny meals
awesome.
are what's up.
Have you guys seen like the
Send me the little loaf of bread.
art?
Like the miniature, look up miniature McDonald's, and like they make like a Happy Meal that's tiny.
Dynamic adhesion, like when the thing went off, somebody else's charger went off. I started
was
looking
my
around
charger.
too, dude. I feel you in the comments. I was like, my charger doesn't.
It
make
was
this
my
sound. Why am I
charger.
looking around?
Nice. Highly recommend getting jet boats. Get a fucking jet boat. Hit the river.
Yes. I want to. There's
They look so awesome.
There's multiple models on Thingiverse that are actual good designs that like. I was thinking about that walking my dog the other day. I'm like walking by this little creek. I'm like, I need a jet boat.
Yeah.
I need a 3D print a jet boat.
Yeah. No, I got one. I put 3S in it, and it's too much. And now the RPM, it's starting to cavitate, and it's actually like eating away at the prop because it's cavitating.
Oh no.
So, yeah. There's like a perfect RPM for the volume of the pipe. So you got to like play around with it. But dude, it's so much fun. And like, jumping it up rapids and down rapids, best shit. It's the best shit. It's going like 30 kilometers an hour, but it's like right in front of you.
Oh man.
Anyway.
It's so cool.
Yeah, shiny.
I want to boat that pull.
And then you get to build another trailer. Like, okay, cool. I got a crawler and now I got a jet boat. And it's just like, well, there's another project.
See if I don't know where it is.
See, this is why I gotta have limits. This is why I gotta have limits, man.
Nah, that's fun.
If y'all get me into crawlers, man, I'm gonna be. be done.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I got
Speaking of those SEX 24s, man, they're sweet. They look sweet. I want one.
Oh no.
Yeah, they for the
Oh, what
price
you got
they
there?
look pretty sick.
So it's crazy. So this is this is 3D printed, right? This is 3D printed, and then it out of wax, and then it is
Cast.
cast.
What?
Yeah.
Sick.
So if you look really close, you can see the 3D printed lines, but it's
So did you do a lost wax
Cast metal.
system with that?
no. This is Shapeways.
Okay.
So you can get anything printed. Like well, the cool thing is we can like prototype some shit. We can prototype STLs, and then when we know it fits, then we can tell Shapeways to cast it in steel.
Make it out of metal.
Because you can do a lost PLA, and it's actually Polymaker makes a low ash system
Oh, cool.
that you can do, and you can print it yourself. And with some green sand, you can cast your own stuff pretty easily. So rad.
So rad.
Man,
That's
hey, I mean, if I could, can I talk turkey with you for a second? What does that cost from Shapeways? Is it pretty expensive?
I got lucky because I don't know. Like there was a point where like I was getting a lot of views, and then so Shapeways was like, "Hey, you want us to send you some shit?" And then I was like, "Fuck, just do it. Yeah, send me everything. Here, this one, and this one." So I think it could have been like $80. I think $80-$90 for that bumper. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't
That
know.
makes sense. That's not terrible for a custom one, though. That would be unique. No one else has it. That's cool.
And that's the thing. Like I don't know if I would do it with that one. Like I don't know if I would like if it's worth it. It'd be only worth it if it was your bumper. Like if you were the one that made it and it like has some kind of, you know,
Meaning
then it's,
to you, right?
then
That
it's cool.
justify the cost and everything else. What kind of metal is it cast in? Do you know? Is it just like a tin or
I don't know. It hasn't rusted yet, so I'm assuming that
some
Is
kind
it
of
oxidized?
alloy?
it hasn't oxidized. So maybe they spray it, but like I can't, like you know, the inside you would see if it was sprayed. So I have no idea. I could find
Is it
out.
magnetic?
Oh, good call.
I think it's probably an aluminum.
Probably. If it hasn't rusted yet. Oh, never mind.
Nope.
Ah.
It's a ferric
Coming
metal.
up.
Not crazy?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whitey 2, Rhino Max.
I mean, I got 24. They're not really on the bench, but
Yeah, sweet.
I got
How heavy is that bumper? Would you say? Is it pretty girthy?
I would say maybe a couple ounces.
Rad.
Yeah.
Rad.
Man,
I have a
that
new
makes me want
project.
to make like a metal chassis car right there, man. I saw this like metal chassis tubular ute video of a guy made like 10 years ago. Hooked. Had to have one.
Well, eh.
You know what? I want to build a Oshkosh. You guys ever seen Oshkoshes? They're like military 8x8 trucks, and they're like they're so fucking crazy. Maybe I can find one and we can share.
Like
screen.
look up an LHS.
Okay, LHS.
This is going to be
Oh,
a
I got
podcast of multiple divergence.
Right.
I'm waiting to see pictures, man. I'm waiting to see pictures.
Babe, what was the 8x8 called in the Army? It was an LHS, right?
Tetra, maybe. Yeah, there you go. There's an Oshkosh. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, those things are crazy.
So what's cool, like in real
See that,
life,
Rad?
they're super cool because they're like the diffs are lockable, but they're all individually lockable, and you can force torque in each wheel, which is fucking nuts. The whole thing is like a crazy truck.
Yeah, and you can you can inflate and deflate the tires on it as well.
Totes.
Yeah.
I think it was originally for tanks. It was like a tank like carrier or whatever. And I think you can buy them for really cheap now in real life. Like you can get them for like 10 grand.
You can buy an old school Hummer, like an H1 Hummer from the government for like $5,000.
Yep.
The thing that's more expensive for them are the doors.
Yeah. There's like a
Canvas
guy
or
who,
armor doors.
Hummer doors.
Canvas or armor?
Armor.
Armor.
Just no normal metal. like to get metal doors for it.
Wow.
I wanted to buy one a while back.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those projects that I was like, I could do this.
Right. I could
It
do
was
that.
when I stopped working for the ambulance company and didn't know what I was doing for my life. So
Hey,
I wanted to build a Hummer and go everywhere.
Do you guys watch Lone Star Drift? Lone Star Drift. He's on YouTube.
Yeah.
So he bought a Hummer and then he's like setting it up for crawling, and it's actually a pretty cool series. Check out.
Cool.
All right.
I'm all about that. Like the van life, I'm game for, and like a Hummer with a utility box on it. Oh, dude, like yeah, I don't mind about going like for like Jeep trailing, but like going off roading and overlanding would be, yeah, that's what's up.
Hey, you ever thought about getting an old like decommissioned ambulance and doing some earth roamer stuff to it?
So that's what I wanted to do with the Hummer, is to do it with the Hummer, but I was close to buying an ambulance from my old boss, but I decided not to because of the Hummer, that like you could have more ground clearance and have an all-wheel drive, like a Type 3. Most ambulances, besides the truck ones, are only two-wheel drive, so they're not as, like, it's not as overlandy, and you're like limited. And so but
did you say overland?
Yes.
That thing is, the earth roamers are like $500,000 rigs.
Yep.
Wow.
Also from Colorado.
Yep.
Colorado.
Nice the Boulder flat irons right behind it. You know what's up,
Right.
Yeah, like that's out my window. Like,
Man, that thing looks sick.
Yeah,
Too
dude.
sick.
It's sick.
make it RC. Jordan, get on it.
Matt, you got a 3D printer, man. I'm disappointed in you, man. I'm disappointed in you.
Right.
Thank you, Jordan. Jordan, thank you. I didn't have
I'm
to
gonna pay
say.
one of you
Look
guys
at that 3D printer sitting right behind him, folks.
I'm gonna pay
it's
one
a
of you
glorified
guys
clothes hanger.
to come and freaking fix it.
Well, I don't have a 3D printer, and I'm disappointed in you. Is it still broken? It's still broken.
Hey Matt, let's have a 30 30-second power hour right now. Tell
Oh,
all
30
the people what's broken with your 3D printer, and let's get some opinions on how to fix it.
Why don't we just fix it right now?
I just need to put it back together.
Damn, put him on.
Folks, we're adding this to the show. We're gonna fix Matt's 3D printer live.
This is peer pressure.
It's good peer pressure, though.
Well, if we don't pressure you into it, you're never gonna fix it, man. I want to see you make that earth roamer.
Yep.
I already got enough projects going on.
And then some.
Is that why you bought
And then
24 scale
some.
crawlers? Because your crawlers broke too?
No,
Damn,
No,
man,
they
were rough Matt session. Y'all mean, y'all bullies.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Oh man, I still haven't broken off the support material.
Oh, that's so satisfying.
Oh, I got it.
I don't want to
What are
plug
we
it.
looking at here?
The freaking trail walker. She's a champ. Wait, what hat foundry?
When you had the crawler hat on. When you had the
Oh,
double
yeah.
cap crawler hat. You're proud?
Yeah. But yeah, it's not broken.
Crawler hat.
Wifey broke hers. She got a bust.
Yeah.
Driving hard.
All right, guys. This is off to a good start. I'm having fun. Bring in our next section here. Chris, what you got there, man?
Oh,
A
it's just
cage for the car?
Yeah, I've been printing like nonstop. I've been printing this chassis nonstop. Which yeah.
Are you down to one printer again, or do you have two?
I have two. There with the Terminator hand. See the Terminator hand?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a Delta printer, right? So it triangulates its head by 3 axes.
That's
And how do you like that? Does the extruder rotate as well?
No. So no, it doesn't.
So the hot end doesn't pivot as well.
No, it stays in. It's triangulated by 3 arms. And what's cool about it is it actually it can actually print a lot faster than the Prusa style. With the bed. So it can. But hold on. So what sucks about it is that it has to use a lot of math to triangulate the arms, that's the downfall. So it just takes a lot more computing for the processor. And what you see there is like an old one. It's 10 years old, so it's using 8-bit. It's an 8-bit Arduino basically based brain.
Yes.
And it's just really loud. It uses 8-bit stepper control, and it's just like, fuck, dude, this thing sounds like I don't know what to compare it to, like a vinyl.
So you could make music with it.
Yeah, it would play like Star Wars theme.
Did you see that new plugin that you can get for your touch screens? That you can do a plugin and it'll play tones for you, your beeps.
What's that, Matt?
I have a secret project that I want to show you guys.
All right. What do we got here?
It's a Tonka track.
Tonka.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So I'm gonna throw it on my crawler.
$5. Woo!
The hood comes off.
Loud noises.
It's metal
Sorry,
too.
headphone users.
Right. I'm gonna have to do some upgrading on springs and stuff, but it'll like beep beep. I'm gonna make the hood open. I got an interior for it, but it's cool.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
It's gonna be tight, dude.
Like I said earlier, I'm learning how to paint cars, so I'm gonna use this as a project for school. So I'm gonna actually use automotive grade paint and like paint it and clear coat it and all that.
That's what's up.
Are you gonna make it all cartoony?
Cool to do it small too.
Are you gonna go cartoony with it? Or are you gonna go like Tamiya, like cute styles with the big tires close together? Or are you gonna go like more scale?
I'm just gonna throw it on my enduro. Push it kind of far forward and see how it turns out. I mean,
that thing on an old clod duster like chassis would probably be like the best fit because it'd be short and like super high and you'd
right.
Yeah.
Right. It'd be so nuts.
I can't remember if it was a Gorillaz video. It was like a music video with these 2 animated guys, and they're in an RC. Have you seen that? And it goes around through the
It's
city.
Gorillaz. Yeah.
Very much. That's the
that reminds me of the Tamiya wheelies, right? Isn't it called the wheelie?
The Willies.
Yeah.
Sick.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll move into our next section of the show tonight, which is going to be our COVID clip of the week.
Stay safe.
Oh my god.
Tonight's first clip comes from Michael Dayton via Facebook.
Yes.
Pretty sure everyone has seen it.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
I don't know if I have.
It's just it's like the fucking palm on the steering wheel is so badass, and then the camera also
What?
it also pivots 2 axes, so the camera is looking in the direction of the skid and the arm. Dude, it's pretty sweet. What's cool about it is he must be driving that steering wheel without a servo, or the servo's got to be geared because like a servo only moves like barely 120 degrees, right?
I mean,
you can get micro servos that go up to 270, I think, is the highest you can get. But you can also get 360 servos. You can get continuous motion servos.
Yeah, you can convert them. Yeah.
Yeah, but they make them. So like they make robotics ones.
Right.
That it does the same coding.
You're so.
Do you think? And that's probably, it doesn't matter. Like no one's gonna notice that he's still turning right like 50 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It makes sense. That makes sense.
Because I know Dark Dragon Wing at one point he had a V2 of his wheel coming out. I don't know if it's coming out, but he showcased a V2 of his wheel on his channel that spun around and did full 360 instead of just like the half little what it does now.
What a bastard, man! Because I saw that video of his original thing, and I was like, "Fuck it, sold." And I bought it, and sure enough, it doesn't even turn like 90 degrees.
And then he shows us the spinny one, and it never comes out. Like, that's not out yet. It's not past that one. And then guys like this guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to make your own shit.
Other Mike's got some setup like this too, with his Rhino Max Mike. That's what I call him, Rhino Max Mike. Mike from
he's in the chat.
Yeah, I know. He's got the head motion. It tracks, like, he puts a VR headset on and it tracks with your head.
Oh, the FB.
Where he's looking.
Well, and then the Daniel from our track, his is actually on a servo as well. So he has one that will pivot with the gyro, so it'll look left and right when you're in drift, which is pretty cool.
That's it.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Chris, via me and you chatting yesterday, this other video I think is worthy of showing tonight. Of course, the sound is not going to be able to be heard. I think I can fix this in future episodes, so I apologize to my fans. If you guys want it, I'm going to post the link right now, and you guys can go to the video and hear it for yourself.
It's a fucking yogurt container, man. It's a yogurt container. Genius.
It's so good.
It's so good. If you guys can see it, it's basically, yeah. You guys have had to see
this
a
is
million views.
So good.
I posted the link. I'll give everyone 5 to 10 seconds real quick. Open it up on your computers and watch along with us.
You gotta watch it.
I even had the local drag guys hitting me up, and they're like, "Have you seen this? This is awesome, man. Could we do this on our drag cars with something like this?"
Have you seen the guys who use like YD2s and D4s, and they put like little strips of jeans or little strips of card on the spur gear, and it simulates the same thing. It just doesn't get this cool 8.6 sound, but you can get a motor sound.
This sounds just like an 8.6.
I know.
Man, it has that perfect whine.
It's so good. It's so good. And then what he does is he puts it up and he starts to like really blip the throttle to make it sound like he's upshifting and downshifting.
Yeah,
it sounds so sick.
It's so perfect. Anyway, I want to build a motor that has that inside somehow. Like, I gotta it's gonna be on its own ESC. It's gonna have its own motor. It's gonna have a pinion on it, and it's gonna have like a noisemaker, like a little metal reed.
What if you rigged up a drone brushless with a drone ESC, so it could be like super small?
Oh, dude, I found a tiny motor. I have a little brushless motor that I tried to drive a little turbo because I wanted to get the spool sound, but it doesn't work because you don't push enough volume. Like with your lungs, you can push so much volume, like at low PSI, but lots of air. So you put it through a whistle, it sounds like a turbo. But you're trying to do that mechanically, it's fucking impossible.
Yeah.
So so I don't know. Like, I would love to get the and the sound with the motor.
Yes.
But I don't know. I gotta work on that. I'm gonna see if I can make a microcontroller that senses the throttle, because like it needs to trigger everything when you let go of the throttle. Like it needs to go like to a certain max point, and then if it backs down a certain percentage, that's when it like kicks the blow off valve. You know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So, I mean, you've been working on a little project with just such a device. Tell us about this, man. Like, what's your thoughts behind this? Like, is it going to work, or are you going to go back to the drawing board?
What the hell?
Well, there's a ton of drawing board aspects of this fucking project. Sorry, I'm swearing like a sailor. Awesome. I should probably stop swearing like a sailor.
It's all good.
It's not K-pop without it.
Oh man! All right.
The kids are in bed, man. We're good.
Right. So the tank that's there is like a CO2 tank. It's used to blow up mountain bike tires or like make creme fresh or some shit. And it's got 800 psi in there. And when you release this valve, 800 psi bursts out of it. So that's the first problem. First problem is every time you open this valve, too much air comes out. So the first thing I'm going to do is restrict this valve as much as possible. So when I do open the valve, only a certain amount can bleed out. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a chamber. Inside that chamber will be a collection of that small burst of air. Because like right now what's happening is it's like a nitrous purge. It just makes this like sound. sound. It doesn't sound like a blow-off. A blow-off valve has a lot more air behind it. So I'm thinking of filling a chamber with less PSI with a smaller hole, a little bit bigger than the restrictor from the main valve. And hopefully that'll lengthen out the sound of the psh. Also, I'm looking for a solenoid valve. I need a high-pressure, tiny solenoid valve because what you're seeing in this photo is a little convoluted. I have to spin this thing, and then it opens a worm valve, and it slowly opens. You know what I mean? There's so much moving parts. Like, why?
Look up a CO2, like a CO2 regulator for a grow tank, like a.
Yeah. So I ordered one for beer for like brewing, and it's an adjustable valve, and I can get it down to 10 psi. So I'm thinking that might be something to play with, but it's all gonna like if I was a fluid like engineer, if I was like a what is it, like a mechanical engineer that does
fluid
like,
dynamics at that point. Fluid dynamics is what's up.
Maybe I should just fucking talk to one of those bastards because like he would probably tell me right away. He'd be like, "You're an idiot," and then I'll stop. I'll find some other shiny object to fucking chase.
Those are one of the craziest engineers. Like fluid dynamics is one of the highest things to like truly understand. And what people don't realize is that when we're playing with air, we start playing with fluids.
Yeah.
Because like high pressures, your air is essentially turned into liquids. So your gases.
Air is basically acts like a liquid.
Yeah.
You know, in a way. Like I mean.
Like HVAC guys are geniuses for that.
Yeah, I got a buddy who's really good. Yeah, and I always talk to him about stuff. It's good. Be friends with HVAC.
What about something from like a paintball gun, as that has kind of like a regulator and like a specific little like amount of air it will let through in one shot.
So are those? But is that?
I'm thinking you could get one cheap, dude. They're on Craigslist all the time.
So I think the issue with the paintball one is, at least from my knowledge, is that those are controlled by a longer spring for its tension. And so like you're dealing with a 3-inch spring to deal with the PSI. And while a beer solenoid, you're going to be dealing with something much smaller. So
I'm wondering too, like
genius.
with the luck that people had printing these things, but metal that make things come out of them with their 3D printers. I don't want the government to shut us down right now, but maybe you could make like a scale one, because I'm thinking literally like how easy it would be to just have a servo arm like trip a trigger from like a paintball gun, and it could just be like
yeah. It's weird. It's got to be like basically I have a 800 psi. That 800 psi then has to go into a 10 psi chamber and then be slowly let out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if it's too much pressure all at once, it just doesn't sound right. I don't know. I gotta figure it out though. I was trying a bunch of different things. I was thinking maybe an inner tube, like where like it would fill up a rubber bladder and then slowly let out, because that could work. I don't know. And then I was, have you guys ever seen people modifying Lego pneumatics? Have you ever seen Technics, the Lego that's like, and then they have like a hydraulic pump and it fills a chamber? So some people are fixing these to have higher PSI. And I think higher PSI is like, I don't know, like 5 PSI, which might be better than 800.
What is a
800?
What is a normal, like I was thinking about for the bag system, they make these 6-volt DC motors that are hooked up to a little pump, and I bet it's anywhere from like a 5 to 10 PSI range. And like that might be even good, because then you could even hook it up to a separate ESC and have it be on a different channel. Well, that might be a...
With the Lego Mindstorms, it's quite programmable. I'm not sure if it's exactly fully programmable, but like there's like an endless supply of crap you can do with it.
Totally.
I'm not.
Legos, it's what caused all of this.
It definitely didn't help, that's for sure.
Totally.
I'm looking up.
All right, guys.
Pumps.
I like how Chris is the first person I've seen on the show like taking notes. Like this is a legit learning.
Right?
Dude, my Mary J memory, man. I can't remember shit.
Man,
So awesome, though. I'm like, this is what's up. I'm like taking notes. We're supplying people with knowledge. We're actually doing what we set out to do. It's working.
Stimulating some brains.
Along the way, man.
Yeah, man. 6 brains is better than 1.
no
Especially
joke.
6 crazy
Right?
brains.
Man.
Chris, we've talked about it a couple times too on the show, but I think one of our favorite things about having our little RC track locally is getting together every week and like getting to catch up and talk RC. And all these guys are, like-minded when it comes to all the things that I enjoy as a hobby. So it's really nice to be able to just like bounce ideas and talk to other people that are like-minded and are into the same stuff.
Oh, man, totally. I don't even have this. Like,
That's hard to find. Yeah.
There's no community. Like without the internet, there's really no local community for me, right? So,
God.
Yeah.
so like I do this all myself. Like everybody gets so pissed at me because it takes like a half a year to do shit on my channel. Because like I don't when do I yo man, I gotta woo my girl, man. Like how?
With the RC car, man. Come on, I painted it just for you.
I'm just glad that RC happened before the girl came around because like she's just stuck with.
That's how you get away with it. Yeah. But,
So I got me and wifey these crawlers and then the tiny crawlers, and I was quite hoping that she would love it, and I'm just super surprised at how much she loves it. Like we're gonna build a scale track or a scale course for the 24s.
She's a keeper, dude. She's a keeper.
I mean, I've had it for like 5 years already, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like
Had her like 5 years. Like you went and acquired her.
Yeah. Like, no. Straight up Mr. Steel girl, this one.
Yo, I tried that one time and I got chased out with a shotgun.
Nope. It was a
I'm
Mr.
sure a
Steel
few
girl
people have.
moment.
No shotguns in Canada.
No. Thanks, Trudeau. All right, guys, without further ado, we're going to move on into our next section tonight. And yes, we have another transition for you. Ba, ba, ba. All right. Yeah.
Those are so good.
Yes, duckbills.
Ooh.
So, Rogue Knights. Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna forget your name, your real name right now. I'm having a brownout.
Bad
Sorry.
name.
Anyway, he just released some new parts, and they look awesome. His parts are also, I believe, on sale this weekend through CG Trader, where he hosts most of them. If you stop by and pick them up, definitely look at them. He makes some really cool stuff. I've picked up a couple myself. I got the dashboard from him for the S15. You can print it either left-hand drive or right-hand drive. It's an awesome looking little piece. It fits great. And he's got a couple new ones. He even did a new lip.
Oh, sick.
They're all loaded up on his store.
What body is this for?
For the 180s,
Nice.
the S chassis, S13s.
Yeah. So I should have known from the bumper.
Yeah, it's a whopping $3 for that file. I mean, it breaks the bank for sure. But if you like S chassis, man, you know how much buying that stuff costs. So
Yeah, I got one on the go. That's the chassis I'm printing right now is going to be a 180 or a 240.
Nice.
okay.
And
Yeah.
look at Scale Science over there coming in clutch.
Oh yeah.
Totally,
That's
man.
what's up.
What a guy.
Trying to print. I'm always having fun with this 3D printer. I mean, I've been using the show as my gauge. I've now owned a 3D printer for 8 weeks. It's slept for about 4 total days in those 8 weeks. So sorry, little 3D printer, but it's putting in work and having all kinds of fun with it, man. and helping provide fun to those around me. Mr. Andy, shout out to you, bro, building that car over there.
Thank you, Jordan.
Dude, that's
Andy, I was building this one for myself, to be completely honest, and Andy showed interest, and you know what? I had a lot of projects going on, so I figured what the heck, I'd rather see it get built quick. So he's doing
really appreciate it.
Do you have the amended angle kit, or is it still like the version 1 angle kit on there?
It's got the 2.
Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on top of that stuff.
And even before
Jordan,
the
hit me up with those files.
Even before the engine came out for it, I had Jordan print this for me.
nice.
Which I was gonna have to trim off in the back to fit the motor. But now that he printed that, yeah.
That's sick.
Do you just need
I
a motor?
might still use it though.
Andy?
No, I need everything except for a transmitter and receiver right now. Unless I gut one of my other cars.
Right.
Yeah. Did you get the balls? Those little fucking MST balls that they're. Did you get and the bearings?
See. Yep, I ordered the bearings offline, which took forever. But then the balls, I just gutted a chassis that I wasn't using. The one I bought from you, Randall.
That's exactly what you said you were going to use it for. Parts or for a display chassis.
Shit, I'm like debating.
Yeah, so I'm still going to use it for display. Even though I took the balls off, I'm just going to make little styrene parts that I can screw back on so I get the wheels back on.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm really debating just cannibalizing this thing for that build, but then I'll lose this thing. It'll never go back together.
Yeah, it won't.
Get the new one. Get the 2.0 that came out. That'll be your excuse to get the 2.0.
If you cannibalize it, send it to me.
It's true. I've been.
Dude, that's actually that's a great idea.
That's sick.
Look at Elliot's chassis, man. It's even closer to being done.
Put it away. Get out of here with that.
Dude, that looks great. That looks so great.
Go home.
Oh, that's not the full 3D print, though.
Yeah, this is the FXX. So, you were just holding up that. And so this is done by the same guy. And so,
I was wondering, can you use...
You're there already.
I was wondering, can you use that suspension on this one?
That's what I'm... Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Suspension This is the suspension that the lower arm that I redesigned to grab onto MST dampers. But I want to 3D print another one where the cap goes in. And so you'll grab another length because I'm noticing that the match point is too far low. So you're getting a lot more angle tilting when you're turning.
So what
that's, these, you have the stock. I actually printed you up the dampeners, and so you'll be able to do it real deal. So
you still need the shock
shafts. Yep. Still need the shock shafts, but those are all stock from the original car.
That's super cool.
I've had a couple FXXs. I got another whole nother shock, so I was just gonna use their shafts and balls and stuff from. Like I said, I can't use it right now for the body build-off body, but I'm gonna throw that on as soon as we get this body build-off out the way. Like I said, I'm probably gonna have to get a body just for it.
So sick.
And Randall, that looks so sick painted.
Dude, I was gonna try to two-tone it, but I think I really like the chrome. That's sick.
Lax, who was that? Look up Stereo Rasta. Lax to DIA. What's up, Tally to Denver?
Yeah, so awesome.
He's come in a couple times on Friday.
That's rad.
Yo, and real quick, would you guys answer this question for Zeph real quick? I'm on a Prusa, or excuse me, not a Prusa. I'm on a Creality Ender 3 Pro.
I'm on 2 Volsbots.
I don't like you.
Pricey. I'm on a Prusa i3 Mark 3S.
I grabbed mine at super good Black Friday deals where there've been their teacher discount is despicable. Despicable. Like it's 5%, and I'm like, are you kidding me? 5%? Cool. Like
that's not good. I thought you meant it was good.
No, it's like the Black Friday deals, and then the Mini 2 that I just picked up at the beginning of the year, it was 40% off because it was right when they didn't know if they were closing down for good or not. And so like everything was getting liquidated. So I was able to pick up one for super cheap. But
yeah, that's awesome.
I had like one of the duplicators, and like when I spent money and got like a nice printer, the amount that I started printing just like quadrupled up. And so it's been super nice. But
I have the duplicator i3 Plus, and either I haven't done enough research or I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't know. It doesn't work well.
Hey, so just a heads up, the biggest difference in quality that I found, it's all based on the quality of your filament. If your filament is like shit, if it's not 1.75 millimeters thick all the way through, you're gonna have weird issues. And also if it has a little bit of moisture in the plastic, if it's a shit filament, it will give you nothing but problems. I highly recommend get a roll of Prusa filament just to test it, and I bet you'll never have better prints.
Really?
These things, and then for everybody that's listening, like the dehydrators, you can grab a food dehydrator, and then there's a couple companies that make a double stack. But if you're running like vinyl or any TPU that's more hygroscopic, you'll deal with that diameter flux, and you'll get crazy changes in prints. And so I've started cooking mine for like 8 hours before, and it's made like a completely, like I've seen these different progressions and I've made all these changes, and then something this simple added that whole next step that I was like completely being oblivious about for a long time.
Now, oblivious about that, but should I not have my roll sitting up top all the time?
Maybe get a humidify, like a humidity monitor, just so you know what your humidity is in your room, because it might be bad. Like guys are building these enclosures to keep their printers so that they can control the temperatures as well. Like I've even heard of problems where somebody opened their window and just a cold breeze ruined
ABS.
Yeah, that happened with PLA probably.
ABS will warp like that, and PLA is not as hygroscopic. Like it's not as bad as other filaments, but like seriously, like even measuring your filament before you start printing with it so you can calibrate your system. Because I run the 2.8, I run thicker filament, and sometimes you can get a little bit more, like sometimes it can be closer to 3. And so like I measure that, and sometimes it's off by 0.05 of a millimeter, and it'll change.
So that's why the Prusa filament is the best, because they actually have a little barcode on each roll, and you can go to the website and it'll tell you the size of every meter of filament in your roll.
So rad.
Wow.
That's rad.
It's just crazy. If you check it out, because like his factory, this guy's like, I think in Sweden or something. Check out how his factory works, man. It's all fucking computerized. Like it's just nuts.
Yeah. So Prusa and Lulzbot, those two guys, Jeff Moe and whoever started Prusa, those two guys are best friends. Like they're the ones that have like truly, they've gone back and forth. So like Prusa really pushed Kira, but then Lulzbot took it, and Lulzbot's the one that allowed us to view G code. And so they're the ones that wrote the coding so you can import a G code and then watch your nozzle go. And so like watching this open source between all these companies, and then you have Creality coming in, like the growth of technology in such a rapid scene is just so cool to see.
It's so badass. It's crazy. And it's crazy how much it improved. Like poor Brie Pettis, man. Remember the MakerBot?
Yes.
This shit was garbage. Oh man, poor guy though. You know, like he started it, man. Like although Thingiverse sucks now. I don't know if you ever try to search for a model on Thingiverse, but like they broke that website.
So the last couple days has been better.
Oh,
like yes. So like I stopped using. I've gone over to Yegi and I've been like trying to like filter through there. But like I hopped onto Thingiverse to print up my trailer, and it downloaded fine. I didn't have any issues. So hopefully they found some money to pay for better servers.
It's like hit or miss or whatever. But apparently Brie Pettis left MakerBot because it was bought by like Dremel or something. Right? And then and so he started his own company now that's doing CNC. So it's like the size of like a MakerBot, but it's the negative process, subtractive. It's CNC. Like a mill.
Yep.
It's subtractive design, not additive design.
Yeah. Yeah, super
Have
cool.
you guys seen this? Look at this watermelon 8.6 right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh fuck, that's so awesome.
With the watermelons.
And I mean,
Right?
this 8.6 to the left of it is pretty amazing as well.
That's good too.
They're both dope.
They're Levelins though, aren't they? Those aren't Corollas. Right?
Well, I
They're not
mean,
AE86s. They're like
Yeah, they're 88.6s. They're 11-inch Torino. They're both 88.6s. They're just like sister cars.
crazy.
Yeah, one's a hatch and one's not, and then
Because it wasn't one
pop-ups and
Torino
not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh right.
Torino
Okay.
and 11.
Yep.
Right.
Yo, I wish I was there, Greg. Tomorrow I'm missing out.
Oh yeah.
Peter. All right.
Here's I'm getting some slides in.
No.
Damn it.
That Team Burst paint, though.
My track got closed down.
Oh,
Ooh.
our track just got
COVID,
opened
man.
this week.
I did too.
No, this is pre-COVID.
It's open again.
Pre-COVID, fortunately.
Man,
Uh,
good looking laps. And tonight I switched it up. I gave everybody a couple different photo opportunities. This is another from Mackie Works.
That's sweet. Was that a
And the Lambo has a sound kit on it, and it actually sounds Lambo-like.
really though? Doesn't it sound like a fucking teenager at the back of the bus listening to some shitty tunes? Like, doesn't it sound pingy?
You know,
as shit?
This guy is awesome. Okay.
You know, like it doesn't sound like a car,
you keep it
man.
real, man.
Dude. It doesn't sound like a car.
See, and I hate it because, you know, like the sound degradation that you get through a video is so bad that it's like, you know, in the video, sure, it sounds like a car. It sounds great. It sounds awesome. And then you get it and you're like, this doesn't sound anything like what I heard.
And it loops. It has this like weird loop, and you can hear the loop in the sample, and it's like this like weird over and over and over
It
again.
doesn't match up.
It's not good, man. It's got to be mechanical. It's got to be a mechanical sound.
I got you.
This is me.
What? That's
Oh,
cool as
sick.
hell.
Nice as fuck, man. Damn.
Hey,
Just
what
the
color?
detail.
You even
What
got the
color cruise
slave
is on
cylinder. You even got the slave cylinder.
Oh, no way. I'm dead. Where's go back?
And it all lights up.
No way. Go back. I gotta see the slave
And
cylinder.
the slave cylinders have scale tubing.
Yo, the pedals. Oh my god, I'm done.
God damn it. Do the gauges
I'm dying.
move? Do the fucking gauges move?
I hope so, but
Oh my-
probably.
we're all-
oh, that
we're all
would be
just, like,
so
amazing.
awesome.
K-pop
But
flight.
yeah,
Come
just
on.
they ran over.
Let's go.
You know, and
know-
it sucks because it's like at that point, you did all that. You better make those gauges move, damn it.
Right?
There's a point where I think you take shit too far, though, you know? Like, there's a point where it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It gets a bit tacky.
As long as
after
you're
a
not
while.
scared to drive it.
Have you seen those
Sound
digital
box up front?
dashes?
What's
Like,
up?
have y'all seen the
Sound
digital
box up
dashes?
front?
Digital
Oh,
dash.
sorry
Well,
about that.
I'm trying to program an OLED. Too bad I'm so bad at programming because I had a little OLED square that I wanted to use as like a RPM gauge. But man,
Somebody in the world makes one.
Oh, nice.
I think it's called kpopRC or kpopRC. Yeah.
kpopRC digital dash.
It's kpopRC. I'm pulling up the page.
Sick. I wrote it down.
I don't have Venmo yet.
Okay, word. Will you send me your PayPal
What's up?
info? Will you send me your PayPal info?
Yeah. When we get done with here.
I always get done with her podcast and I'm like, I felt good about my projects. And then we look at other people's projects and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna give up now and start a new project.
He goes this, and I'm just like,
shiny. It's a 3D printer. Yeah, man.
It's Jordan's fault. Blame Jordan.
I'm sorry. I just like having fun, man.
He's like, I'm a 3D printer.
I got all these guys on that stuff too. Yeah, for real.
Get it.
Mike, I hear you, man. If you think there's one there, bro, check these guys out. This is our next shout out tonight.
I like how he throws a threat. Like, that was a threat. That was a legit threat. You think you want this? Wait till you see this.
You don't know.
Just, I don't know, the level of detail on these guys, these are all RC.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a big supercar guy.
Yeah, same here, man.
Same
here.
Yeah, that's
but it looks good. Is that
I
a
guess,
bunny?
like, when I look,
What
when
white
I'm
body
looking
is
out
that
a
on?
car like this, like, I'm not sure actually.
NSX like that. All y'all.
Is that Rocket Bunny, right? Rocket Bunny. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry if this is.
Or Liberty Walk, is that LB?
Oh, yeah, Liberty Walk. I don't know, man. If it's kind of getting too close to B's for build.
Right
Shit's getting too B's for build for me, man. Like, I bet you that shit's held together with hockey pucks and fucking duct tape.
Hold on. Is that what you say in Canada? Is hockey pucks and duct tape?
No, because the B is for build guy. No.
I'm sorry. Like, I may be lost right now because I live under a brick, but like, fix it with duct tape and zip ties is what we.
Man. No, because like, okay, do you guys watch B is for build ever? B is for build.
Sometimes.
Yes.
So that guy's he's the biggest hack on YouTube, and and like his last Ferrari, or was it the Lamborghini twin turbo Lamborghini build? Yeah. Two hockey pucks are holding that bumper on, and like it's just a fucking train wreck. Anyway,
I need to watch this.
It's the vent, man. It's just a vent. Guy sucks. Anyway,
which car is it with the hockey pucks? Is it the 240?
No, it was the Lamborghini that they took to SEMA. It was on the fucking floor of SEMA with hockey pucks holding the back. It was like I don't remember. Yeah. There you go.
They're a piece of shit.
I mean, it was in a fire for fuck's sake, and then he like cut it in half, and he threw in some like big block V8 in it with turbos facing the wrong way. I don't know, whatever. It looks good, but it's held together by dreams.
It seems
it doesn't look that good.
That car is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's kind of hard to see, I'm sure, on someone on the phones and whatnot. But like, if you look at these bumper seams right here, like that gap right there,
that's off.
And right here, like this is touching so hard that it's bulging it on the side here.
And then right here, it's like it's
for a car that's gonna be eyeballed by like 50,000 people.
And he was all excited that he drove it in, and then like it overheated or something. Like it was fucking funny shit.
I'm gonna have to watch this. This sounds like my type of show.
But this.
No, it's pretty. He knows he can. He's got a good taste. It's just he's not a fabricator. You know what I mean? Neither am I. What am I to who am I to judge?
I mean, but you're not putting yourself out there as like building a supercar either, right?
Oh yeah,
like
I'm not.
You know, don't try.
Yeah, no.
So that link I just put in chat is that Digital Dash.
Okay. Oh wait, where's the chat? I don't know. Oh,
it's in the YouTube chat.
Ah, got it.
And it's in Chinese. Just
so. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Is this Mandarin or Cantonese that I need to know?
My Google Chrome says simplified Chinese.
Word.
Word.
Thanks, Google.
Google's got your back. All right, I still don't see it yet, Matt. I'll give it a second to pop up. What do you guys think about this Harley, though? Come on now.
Total.
I love it.
Madness.
Yeah, that's
anything
badass.
VW. I love though.
What are they? What is that model called again? It's a fucking
Harlequin.
Harlequin. Yeah. I've seen a couple in real life.
Why am I thinking it's called a Polo?
It depends where you
the
are.
Model of the car.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, never mind.
So in Canada, they were called rabbits. Believe it or not.
So I had the original, which is crazy because the Mark One VW that's made, the Mark Ones that were made in Pennsylvania, somewhere in Pennsylvania, were called rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made them differently in other countries. Once again, VW guys are just like the nerds. And they're weird nerds.
Right now, like, get back together, Elliot.
Oh, camera.
Man. So one of my buddies may have just slipped on some ice hard.
Oh,
hey, homie Logan in the comments said he was Chinese. He probably read it.
China craft.
What the hell is this China crap, man?
Yes, that guy's my hero. That's what still love VWs though, man.
One more.
China crap, man.
Nice.
Zeph, you've been throwing out some fire tonight, bro. I mean, whatever it is, you've been making me laugh all night, man. That's awesome. All right, guys. That's enough of our scale shout-outs. If you guys want to get a shout-out on the show, tag us up in some photos, Scale Science PC, hashtag Scale Science PC. We'll move into our topic of the evening tonight, which is going to be more about these 3D chassis. Man, I'm having fun with this thing. I think it's pretty sweet.
Same.
I'm really digging the creativity like out there, and just, I don't know, kind of the excitement, you know, from the standard drift chassis. It's kind of just been like a recycling. Like, I mean, they are fixing them and upgrading them and making them better with every model, and different trends are happening, you know, every couple of years with the layouts and the way the cars are, you know, popularized. But this kind of just got me excited, and like the way getting into drifting got me excited, where it's something completely new, completely unique to me, as far as the layout and the orientation and being so close to what a real car has. Just, it got me excited.
I've been secretly building a chassis for an RS 200, like the Fords, the Rally Ford. And when I saw, and then so I was planning on doing very similar to this, but trying to find a driveline, like engine mount with a, I don't know, some kind of step down gear reduction to a long shaft, to a diff, and then out to a pumpkin, right? And then having the axles come out and having all that sort of from a different platform. But so when I saw this, I was just like, this is super sweet, and I had to download it. But the fact that I have all the digital STLs, like I can just put this into my 3D software and I can just modify it. So I could put a metal diff in here. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be that hard to like adapt, even if it keeps the plastic axles. so long as I have some way to interface the metal diff, I should be okay. Like, I mean, it doesn't see that much torque, right? Like, I mean, it's spinning, for God's sakes.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, to me, this is a good jumping off point. And fuck old RC companies for just taking 1/10 scale touring racing chassis and just trying to make them drift. Like, why hasn't somebody designed something from the ground up as a drift chassis? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, that's my 2 cents.
I think too, like seeing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Randall. My bad.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, like, you remember those old guys back in the day that used to take like pieces of wood and pieces of like styrene and carbon and make their own chassis? I bet you those are the guys right now, like having a heyday now that 3D printing's out. Like, they're probably coming out with some wizardry.
No, it's on a computer.
So
they don't know how to work those.
Shut up.
Also, people have been making digital files and digital versions of cars for a really long time already. The problem is that they're not fattening up. Like, it's just a shell. Like, it's not a 3D printable thing. So it takes a lot to take a Forza rendering and make it 3D printable. So, like, I think it still has a long way to go in terms of like software being able to take something and make it 3D printable right off the bat. But I'm super excited about it, man, because like, this is the way it should have gone, I think, you know. Anyway, I don't know. Oh man.
Have you played with Autodesk Alias yet? And so Autodesk Alias is their car modeling software. And so like most of our CAD design and our 3D modeling design that we're playing with is more parametric design. So we're doing it all on sketches and we're building it off of that. And with some T-plane, so some surface modeling stuff, this other program really allows you to take those STLs and shells and do like a rapid prototype. So you can throw 2 mils of thickness on a design super easy.
Sweet. Is it free?
It might be. I know Fusion 360 is free for hobbyists. I don't know about Autodesk. Alias.
I'll find it. I just because sometimes you like look at the software and it's like, oh my god, it's 10 G's.
Yeah.
It's fucking 10 G's to use this software.
Yep, and I'm a teacher, and so I'm lucky enough to be able to get all these for free.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the perks.
Tom, what's up, man? I'm glad you made it in, bro. Good morning. He's in the UK. We were chatting on Instagram today about this.
I saw that earlier. Good time for a coffee and a poop.
That is.
Doesn't your
what else is 6 o'clock in the morning good for, man? Come on.
Doesn't your coffee taste a little bit like poop though?
As long as you drink it fast, Chris.
If you're in the UK, it does.
That's how I know that it's like an egg timer, but for going to the bathroom. You know, if your coffee starts tasting like poop, you've been there too long.
You're crock-potting it. You're crock-potting it.
Oh,
So I don't know if you guys are getting these pictures out. This guy right here, Aaron, he just posted last night. He printed this chassis, and he has since retrofitted some Tamiya parts into the rear end of the car.
Yes.
He got a panhard link in there, and it is 4-linked fully. He modified the rear pan print to have the 4-link in the print.
yo.
So when is he sending us the STLs? Or
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, right. Me too.
So I was gonna tell you guys that the original creator has made a 3D printed group on Facebook. I don't have it handy right now. I just know that it exists. I will get it for you guys by next week. But we also got the go-ahead to do the same thing. So last night I created the public group Printed Chassis Brotherhood. So any printed chassis that you guys want to share open source style on here, I think we should start doing it up. Make these things kick ass because they're pretty rad.
I'm in. Yeah,
so Jordan, you've said this term a couple times, and I just want to make sure all of our viewers know what we mean by when we say open sourced. And so, like, some people might not know. And so,
the original chassis is a design that I want to leave those files with the creator so he can continue making funding to potentially make a version 2 or a completely different chassis for us in the future. But as far as revision files, we want to make those open source, meaning that they'll be available for free and you can make edits and revisions to them and share them with other people, creating, hopefully the ultimate society of these cars. If you can make the information available for free, the people are going to try it out and test it out and make it better for you by giving you feedback on what's working and what's not working. And you'll also have however many minds decide to download it working on the same file with you. So like Chris said earlier in the show, man, 6 minds are greater than one.
Mm-hmm.
So just a heads up. So I'm doing a YouTube video specifically on the building of this chassis and also the building of my Prusa printer. So that's all going to be kind of like one thing. And then so I'll include these groups in the video. Hopefully you get some more people. I hope you're not the only one moderating it because it might get a little hairy.
Yeah, I mean, for now I am until I can get some more people in there that also show, the interest in it, and we could, comfortably pass it along. But I also, at the same time too, I want to keep my foot involved because I'm very interested in this, and I from a track standpoint, I think it'd be so cool to be able to sell somebody a flash drive with some different files and say, hey, go buy your files from this guy, and then here's your flash drive to make it even better than it already is.
Yeah, or even have a kit that has all of the hardware. So the bearing kit, the diff,
exactly,
all of those things just in a bag, and then you print the files and go on your way.
Exactly. We're talking about the same thing.
I'm too lazy to do it otherwise. Honestly, give me all the parts and pieces, electronics included. Yep, I'll put it together.
So Chris, I wanted to ask you on yours, man. What material are you using PLA on everything?
Yeah, I'm using PLA right now. That's the only thing I have, really.
Yeah.
But wait, hold on. Let me show you. Hold on, let's see.
What's the difference between PLA and PFE?
Oh, I don't.
You mean PTFE?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
PTG.
Yeah, whatever.
PLA comes from biosourced.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure somebody made a video about it.
Yeah.
So you can see, this is I got a really good print. I got a really good print of the gears.
Gosh, that's beautiful.
They are clean as fuck. So hopefully they work well, but it won't last long. This won't I don't know what to expect, really, to be fair. But yeah, and then so there's the front, and you can see. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. The black filament. The black filament is really low quality filament, and the gray filament is incredible quality filament. And I have no issues. I have no weird little gaps in the lines. I have no weird issues. But if you look at the black, my camera sucks. But you can see there's little areas where I think there's a little bit of moisture in the filament, and it pops. It you can hear it. You can hear it when it prints.
Okay.
It makes these little clicking sounds almost. Yeah. So I don't know. It's going well, man.
Hi, Andy.
Yeah. It should be good. This is gonna be an It's kind of awesome how everyone's building the same chassis. It just all happened at once. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, and I'm
cool.
seeing it kind of happen worldwide, seeing people posting every day, and here's a new one I haven't noticed yet or haven't seen yet, and people are already starting to rethink them and retrofit parts that they have laying around. The guy that, sorry, I'm spacing his name already. I'm terrible with names. Aaron. He's also going to be implementing an old HPI's gear reduction set into this at the motor. So hopefully that'll add to the driveline being a lot more reliable and whatnot.
That's awesome. And that's another cool thing about 3D printing is that one person can make a version in Germany, send me the file in 3 seconds, and I could be printing it for in less time than it would take to ship something. So cool, man. So cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think too, it's like from the open source model, if you like this kind of idea where if you can just get kind of like the big splurge out there and get something that is workable, and then let everyone else make it awesome. Like I've been seeing a lot of the same things happening from the 3D printing community to the RMX chassis and the D4 chassis and the Yokomo chassis, where people are custom printing 3D parts to make their chassis better or more usable or more tunable. And it's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, like I have that Bulldog chassis, which is a fucking pig. It's it's too heavy. But
Yep.
some dude was sending me lower control arms to give more camber.
Demon camber.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool, and he also got the steering angle a few more degrees of angle. Pretty cool.
Okay.
But let's be real, that thing's more all show and no go.
That's what he's building right now. That's what Elliot's building.
Yep.
There you go. All show and no go.
All right.
I'm just joking, man. I don't know. I don't even know what you're building. What are you building? Like, you're building a D9?
One of the FJ9s. Yep.
Cool. Sweet. I like it. It was a really fun bit. Like, I don't know.
I've always wanted one, and to buy one for $250.
Yeah,
like,
good price. For sure.
Can't complain. It took a month and a half to get here, but
totally.
There was actually.
What's up with that,
dude? Yeah, I don't know.
Did yours come in a destroyed box, Chris?
No, I still, yeah. No, but the sticker, because it was like a vinyl sticker that was like printed, and it kind of unstuck in one corner, but it was nice.
When I got mine, my box was destroyed. His box was destroyed.
Destroyed.
YouTubers got one. Their boxes were destroyed, and it's like, what's going on over there?
It was weird getting a leveling body with the tofu thing on the side. I was like, this isn't right, man. Like, how could you make how could you... Yeah. How could you initial D a leveling like that, man? Right? Because it wasn't a leveling. It was, oh, God. Can't remember.
The Hatsudoku?
Yeah, Hachiroku.
What did you say, Matt?
What?
Hachiro 86.
What did you say, Matt?
Hatsudoku?
Hachiroku?
Sure.
Yeah. I think I still have it.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to dig it out. It's too much shit.
Yeah. I was like...
Did you guys ever see? I'm thinking if this type steering system could go into the chassis or something along these lines.
Isn't that similar to the Dark Dragon Wing steering? Like it's all rack?
Yeah.
But I've seen one that is in that chassis. It can be tighter. Like it doesn't need to be so elongated. With the connection post to the arms, and you still get a ton of steering angle.
What's the advantage of that? Just smooth it is?
I mean, just smooth movement.
Don't you get a better? Yeah, you get more Ackerman adjustment.
I can't find it. Oh well.
Oh, hey Jordan.
What's up, man?
Did you get any of those toe plates or need any of those toe plates that you were asking about in the chat once upon a time?
Of the what?
The toe plates for the D4s.
We know. Absolutely. We know.
Toe plates. No, I don't think I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm like, what?
I don't know. I think it's for toe.
I have a bunch of them actually at the track. If you need one.
No, I just found.
If I need them, I think I have one.
Okay.
Yeah, bring them down. I got a D4 graveyard at the track.
Make it easy, Foundry.
Yeah. Have a good night, good morning, whatever time of day it is for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as like other 3D printed projects too, I feel like these projects are pushing the bounds of really all scale aspects of the hobby. This is a body that I'm printing personally. I just finished my last print, 16 days worth of printing to complete on my little printer in the final settings, but I'm hoping that it will mean less body work. So I bit the bullet and let the machine do the work.
Hey, Jordan, do you have the ability to adjust the speed of your print as it's going?
I'm not sure, man. I'm such a novice when it comes to these printers, man. I'm 8 weeks in.
Just so you're printing at 100% speed, like on the front display, it just says 100%.
It actually doesn't have a speed, or unless it says 99%.
Yeah, so you're printing at 100%. So next time you're printing, if you have a live adjust where you can adjust that speed, try printing at 200%. Try printing at 250%. And sometimes if you're doing like long layers, you can do like 300% easy. So like I was doing like the project that I just printed, I halved the amount of time by just speeding it up. I mean, I do the first layer I do at 50% because then I get perfect adhesion, and then I crank it to 200, and I just crank it to 200, leave it. Save yourself a shit.
That's an awesome tip. I'm just playing with a little dial right now, and here it's cruising right on up to 150%. And
oh man,
here we go.
That's what's up.
Yes, Andy, I can have your motor tomorrow.
Learning.
Nice.
6 heads better than 1.
Chris, thanks, man. That's kick ass, dude. Thank you.
No worries. Well, keep an eye on it though. Like keep an eye.
Yeah. I don't want to blow it up or anything. I like leaving things on like minimum everything so they last longer.
Yeah, well, with the Prusa, it only speeds up certain moves. It doesn't speed up every move. So like, it won't move your machine to the point where it'll break it. I don't think.
Okay.
I've never brought it up faster than 300% on the Prusa.
I'm coming after you if it blows up tonight. All right.
All right.
All right. That is going to move us tonight into our next section of the show, which is mail call.
You got mail?
I hear this dude's voice.
I bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Of course, that line.
So this week I got a package in the mail from Chester Pang, one of the members of Endless Drift Team, and yes, sir, looky what we got here. Woo!
Rad.
Got a little Endless livery. Man, guys, these liveries look so dope. Here's a little sneak peeky peek.
Hey, Jordan, do you have a printer that prints on clear vinyl like that, or are you outsourcing that?
So these guys made these ones. I do actually work during the day at a sticker company here in Colorado. So we do some printing on clear. I have made some of our old sticker livery kits, but some of the more complex ones that we're starting to do now, I'm like, you know what? Someone else can have fun with it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
But this is the Endless Team's new rendition of their team body. So I picked up a can of gray and got the stickers. So I'm looking to pick up a body and do up an Endless body. I really dig their style. So cool, guys. Thank you very much for sending this to me.
That looks awesome.
Next up tonight, we got a package. Who is this from? Dun, dun, dun. Super G. What's up?
Oh, bro.
Here? Oh, yeah. We got some stealth mounts that are going to be used so we can start getting the Project Boosted Boys hatch replica project underway. We were waiting on those guys, so now I can cut the body out and get it mounted. I think you got some. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, you're gonna have to design an H22 for that.
I want to really bad, and actually, they use a smaller scale brushed motor, so I think it would actually be pretty easy to fit a full size 3D print over their little motor that they come stock with.
I think it's also actually an H23.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Has to be by now, right?
No, it's the no, it's because it's the Prelude motor, right? Yeah, it's 2.3 liter displacement.
Okay. I did not know that. I thought it was 22.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. I could be wrong.
Then we got a little Bezos package here. Some new rubber. We found this 3D printed file for a wheel, so we're going to throw a couple of these wheels on the Boosted Boys project with some rubber and make it a little more custom, a little more close to real life.
Cool.
And last in the mail tonight, I got a package here. I couldn't help but open it because I wanted to double check. It is from Vertex RC in California. Definitely a great source if you're looking for some Yokomo parts. I never realized until a couple weeks ago when I sold my YD2 that when I bought my Carb D RMX chassis plate, it actually called for YD2 battery mounts, and I could never order the right ones. I didn't know which ones I needed until I looked at the YD2E and was like, that's the one I need. So I ordered them, and I can finally fix my RMX after owning it for 2 years and having the wrong battery post in it. So thank you, Vertex. You guys are awesome. And we'll finish out tonight with our 5-minute Instagram scroll. And while we do that, if any of you out there watching have any questions for Chris that you want to drop in the comments that we can forward or ask, please do so. And any of you guys here on the show with us, feel free, go ahead and ask some questions if you have any.
You guys don't have any questions. It's all good.
I actually do have some questions, man. Like I said, I'm a big fan of your show, and I wanted to know from your video, top 5 ways to spend your Christmas money.
Oh, shit.
After a couple of years now. Did you ever build Johnny 5?
Oh, man. Oh, hold on.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
I didn't build it.
You got Johnny 5.
Oh,
If
he's
you
wearing a
see this,
PFI shirt.
Yeah, he is. Shout out Boosted Boys. Shout out all of the boys. So here was the other one. I'll save it for a second. But this is the video.
I can't hear you guys. Oh,
Still in the package from the video. Damn it.
Still in the box. How awesome is that? You know what? It's the reason it's still in the box is because I love the way the box looks, man. Like it's straight from Japan. Like, look, they use some like weird tape and shit.
Oh, God. Sounds like a good box.
Well, it's the funny thing too is that you can't buy them anymore. I don't know if they got a cease and desist or something, but you can't get them. So now they're like actually worth quite a bit of cash on build.
Wait, what is
That's
this?
awesome, man.
Do you remember the
Johnny
movie
5?
Short Circuit? It's like
Yeah,
a robot movie. So it's that, you know, that little model they sell in the movie?
Uh-huh.
It's that. It's that model. Or maybe somebody can throw up a picture. I don't know.
Or you hope it's that at least.
Oh,
Mwahaha.
Right?
Could you imagine that?
It's all just like a bunch of just like junk fucking RC like old kits.
Just parts.
It's like broken iPhone screens.
Oh, Matt, do you this one?
Yeah, I remember Johnny 5. Is it like it's a build kit?
Alive.
Yeah, it's like
I couldn't- My bad.
Oh no, it's okay. The latency is killing us.
I couldn't find it. There was a guy that did. I think he said it was over 2,000 hours, but he replicated a full-size Johnny 5 with 3D printing only. I couldn't find the project though online. I searched for like an hour last night and finally gave up.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a Facebook group called Johnny 5 Builders Group, and there they have the whole STL, so you can actually print the full-size Johnny 5 if you wanted to.
So sick.
Oh man! All right.
Yeah.
Well, there's another rabbit hole I just fell down.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can 3D print them. Yeah.
Appreciate that, K-pop.
Yeah.
Chris, I got another question from you. Actually, same video. After what is this? 2000. So after roughly 2.5 years now. What's your take on your 3D scanner? Do you ever use that thing anymore?
Oh man, that's also funny. Okay, hilarious.
Yo, it's still in the box.
No, it sucked so hard. It sucked so hard. Hold on, I gotta move all this shit. So
Crash head.
move everything.
Have you guys? Speaking of like scanners, have you guys seen the QLoan app? I think.
Yes. If you have a good iPhone or a good like camera phone, like the Google Pixel, it'll 3D scan pretty well.
S10.
All right, so sorry. The reason you guys are looking at this giant bearing is because this is the bearing from that 3D scanner that I have made my Lazy Susan. I 3D printed a bracket, so now I have a Lazy Susan for working, and it's a huge bearing. Yeah, it's really nice and smooth. So that's what happened to the 3D scanner. Nothing. It fucking sucked.
Since we've been cussing, I call those things slutty Sallys, not lazy Susans.
I love it, Elliot.
That's like what I call McDonald's dirty dicks, because McDonald's, right? McDicks, right? And then dirty McDonald's, so dirty dicks.
Oh God.
And you know, Jordan, I don't know. It's something that's been said in my family for the longest time, and like most of my family have one on like the living room, like the dining room table. So like every holiday, it's always been called a slutty Sally. So
Yeah.
if anybody ever wants to come to like Thanksgiving or Christmas for a good old time, you know, hit me up.
Why is it Slutty Sally? Is it because she gets around?
Exactly.
Yeah, buddy.
Exactly.
A revolving door.
That's
penis.
so awesome.
Oh, y'all know.
Oh man.
People gonna go home, like people at home right now looking at Lazy Sally's like,
girl, you looking good.
Lazy Susan.
Lazy.
That's Susan.
Oh, that's nasty.
It was
So knowing what you know now, like, would you recommend a different 3D scanner? Have you upgraded, or did you give up on that endeavor?
I gave up on it for one reason, that it's like a resolution, and it does polys. So like, if whatever, I don't know, maybe it's better now, but like when I was looking at it before, even when you would scan, even with a quality scanner, you're looking at way too many polygons, and then it just sort of sucks. Like my computer is not even shitty, and it just can't handle it. And then you're not looking at planes anymore. Like you're not looking at like a flat. Like if you were to scan a square, for example, it wouldn't be one facet on one side and the other. It would just be like thousands of little fucking triangular polys. And it doesn't understand that that's like a face. It doesn't understand that that's a flat face. So it's just like it's just like pixelated 3D. So I think it would work really well for stuff like video work, like FX and stuff. But I don't think it will work for like 3D printing. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Everything's like $2,000, $3,000 for the decent ones, and I just don't have that kind of I just don't have that kind of cash.
But even with the like nicer, you're still dealing with that like resolution, because like even when we want to share files, we go to a polygon form, and so like even when you have this really nice resolution, like you said, it's going to determine like, oh, this flat space with your movements. It would have to have artificial intelligence to notice, like, okay, these vertices are all in the same plane. Let's make a single face there.
And it's not that smart. It just doesn't understand. Like, it just doesn't. Yeah. It's going to, I'm sure it'll happen. It's just not yet.
That being said, like having a polygon form and then taking that into your T-plane modeling, like you can then pull or do your like contour lines on that polygon and then do an extrusion through there.
Yeah, just use it as a guide. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why aren't you building rocket ships, Elliot?
Yeah, man.
That's a good question, and I hate
Because he likes to change careers every few years.
My last career, I saw too many kids die. Now I'm teaching kids, and
I understand that.
Oh,
yes.
man, that sucks.
I've decided that I want to teach.
Do it. Yeah.
Those who cannot do, teach.
Those who cannot
And
teach,
those who cannot
Jim.
teach Jim.
Yep.
There you go.
No, the
we just
instructors,
pissed off a whole bunch of gym teachers, man.
the instructors have been begging me
That's
to
why I
teach.
did it first.
Nice, that's cool, man. All right, Chris. Well, nobody else is hitting you with questions. I got more, man.
All right.
Get him.
What are we? What program are we looking at here?
Oh, you're looking at an old version of SketchUp that you can still install on your Windows machine.
Man. So I got some questions for you about it.
Yeah.
Like, in SketchUp, can I take a file? Like, could I take the printed file that I got and start editing on that file, or is it strictly building?
No, fuck yeah, you can. I do it all the time.
Okay.
Oh God, I gotta stop swearing. Am I not allowed to swear?
No?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know.
That's
I feel
that.
bad every time I say I drop the F-bomb. I'm just like, I should chill. I should
Chris,
chill.
does your mom watch your show, man? Like, my mom watches and she's like, you guys gotta stop cussing.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Actually, sometimes they watch it. It's fun. Sometimes they have funny questions. They're like, wait, so this
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
so this car has a backfire? Like, what is this fire coming out? Anyway, hilarious. They're hilarious. Yeah, SketchUp is good. The only reason I like SketchUp over I have everything, and I've been trying to learn like just more robust programs. Cinema 4D, for example, I was using for a lot of video effects work, so I know it a little bit. But SketchUp seems to be the most rudimentary and simple tool. Like, it's just easy to learn how to do it, and it works the same way my brain works. Which
That's what I was seeing.
Yeah, because like, what's the Fusion 360? Like, I don't understand how it fucking works, man. Like, you have to pick the plane, and then you're working on a plane, and then you switch to another plane, and then you work on the plane. It's weird, and then in order to add to a shape, you've got to like, oh, dude, I don't know. I don't even know how it works. I can't.
Yeah.
There's a big like difference in how those like different applications happen and how they like perceive. Like even within Autodesk's like Creative Suite, you have Fusion, but then you have like a Blender type creation, and then you have your car modeling. And so like there's all these mixes, and they're all different programs, and you have to find that niche that you like most. Like you have SolidWorks, which is directly comparable to Fusion, but then you also have FreeCAD, which is based on these two and is open sourced. That's always changing and matching these two companies. So it's just, what do you want to put your practice into to feel most comfortable about having that skill set?
True. And I do notice that like with SketchUp, it's a lot easier to do things that have very straight, like just straight lines. It's not really a very like curves. It can't do really like dome, like organic like shapes. It's very much a boxy program. And you can do like curves and lines, and you can like, bevel edges and stuff. You can do that, but you can't do like a human face. You know what I mean? Whereas I think with like Blender and like Fusion 360, there's two ways to work in that program. I think there's one way where you're doing like a geometrical shape, but then you might have to convert that shape into a poly, and then that poly then can be pushed and pulled in weird ways. I don't know. At least that's my understanding. I don't know. I'm like, dude, I went to film school. Like, I don't I don't know. Like, I'm just like self-taught, right? So like I could be talking totally out of my ass right now.
Yo, I'm all self-taught too, so you're not talking out of your ass. So
don't you need clearance to run SolidWorks? So doesn't like those free softwares like give you a mad advantage because you got to get like clearance to use SolidWorks?
SolidWorks, yes, but like yes and no. To be certified as like an engineering, where you can take an architecture and your engineering's drawing, and then you're qualified to take those ideas and put them into a program, yes. But like you can teach yourself, and you could test out of that super easy. So that's a rad.
He just left it on me, so I'm just showing.
We start dancing.
We're just for like, well, look at these moves I got. Look at this. Got an under 3 question.
Yeah, sweet.
The first few layers.
Yeah, but it's sweet.
I think it would be gap too tight, yeah?
Wait, what's up?
At least on mine. Like on Tom here's question, it says he first few layers can't even see the PLA even if you use the adhesive. You can't see that also.
I think that his Z offset's wrong. There might be a Z offset thing happening there. What I would do is while it's printing those first few layers, pause it and see if there's any space. Because there's a possibility your nozzle's just hanging out on your print bed.
Quick question. Does the Ender have live adjust Z?
Ooh, I don't know if it does or not.
All right. So I'm like, I kind of have a feeling the Prusa is worth the cash only for the live adjust.
And
so
see,
like,
that's Lulzbot. Like, once again, like you have all these printable profiles. Like, the more you spend, the easier it's set up to be successful.
Yeah, but
like,
what's cool with the Prusa is that as it's printing the first layer, you can just like turn that little knob and it'll like adjust the Z height on the fly, and you can adjust that squish like right on the fly, and it remembers for the next prints. It's great.
Mine, all the Lulzbots that I have now do that, and
I'm sure the Ender does too. You just probably have to figure out how to do it.
Well, it's a manual bed, so technically you could do it on the fly. You just grab a little bit and twist it. So
sweet.
But that's what I would check to see if those first layers, if there's any space, Tom. Like, because if you can't slide a card underneath, that means you're just trying to like push a toothpaste bottle that's closed. Yep.
And also you can clog your nozzle, because if the nozzle is clogged by your printing bed, then you're creating a lot of pressure in there. You can back up stuff, so the filament can back up through your extruding head, and it can just pour out. Like, I've seen some pretty horrible things.
On mine, it actually the stepper motor on the infeed will like hop or make like a click. So that might be another way for you to check if it's a little too tight.
If it's too tight, yeah. But I think he's got the opposite problem. I wonder if his filament is pouring out. Like, it's just not even sticking at all. It's just like hair.
And then I guess on that one too, Tom, you are also cleaning your print bed when you're doing it. He's saying he's using adhesive though, so I guess that would eliminate that issue more than likely.
I find some people use adhesive, like glue stick adhesive, to actually fix that Z height, because what they end up doing is they add layers of glue, and that glue makes the bed higher up, and then it prints better and it sticks. If you can get, like, if you're I can print PLA on glass and it'll stick, it'll stick. So you just have to make sure it's a super clean surface with rubbing alcohol, which is super hard to buy right now. And make sure that Z height is like perfect. If your first layer prints perfectly, you can walk away for hours.
He said his bed's bent. Like, he said,
but if you have some beds, you want to have that. For PLA, you might, like a PET or a PEI surface, you're gonna want glue stick. But if you have a glass, you don't need glue stick. And so it's weird how some materials react differently.
Oh, yeah. See, hold on.
What's that you got, man? Is that a glass?
Yeah, it's a piece of glass. How can I make this on that?
Some
back together.
Clips. Just use binder clips.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, Tom, the other one, too, on the Creality beds, if you have the magnetic bed, the one issue I had was trying to get old stuff off. I was bending it and putting little creases into it, and that was creating high and low spots in my bed because I couldn't get it to stick all the way down when I would do it again. So I got a new one. Slowly but surely, after lots and lots of heating, mine is starting to flatten back out. But Chris, what are you showing us here?
So this is proper adhesion of PLA. You can see this is one line of print, and I'm rubbing it really hard with my finger. Oh, there it popped. So So that's proper adhesion, I find. And this is a Prusa bed. It is a steel sheet with a plastic layer, and you can see the micro scratches that I put on it with a Brillo, or not a Brillo, like an abrasive dish pad, and those little scratches really help with adhesion as well.
Really?
Yep. Surface area.
Similar.
Just like how
like Velcro.
Who was telling us about that? With the Vivian was telling us about that with the bodies. So like scuffing the inside of your bodies before you paint them.
Yeah, and I thought that was a no-no.
Well, as long as you don't do the
windows.
The body.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Little turbo.
I'm gonna hit the windows.
Yo, simmer down, turbo.
It's also in that was in your video, Chris, right? Your latest one with the E30.
Yeah, here's a sneak peek for all the people who are in the
Oh man.
And then so that's that's the intake. So the intake's gonna go like that.
Yeah.
Jordan.
And, there's the
Is mine worthy?
Hold on. What? Hold on, Matt.
Go ahead, Chris.
oh
God, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Hey, I mean, guesstimate how much time do you have into this thing so far?
oh well, you know, like I mean, fuck, man, I work full time, so like I don't know, 100 hours.
Okay.
So there's the chassis. You can see I put a voltage like a little guy on there on the dash, and then the steering wheel. The steering wheel is next, and and the headlights and the intercooler piping is all next. But yeah, that's the guy.
That's so
awesome.
good.
What's the story with this chassis? Like you're talking about raffling or something along that line?
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
Like,
for you.
the thing was, I was trying to make it kind of make money a little bit by like getting people to buy merch so that they can I can raffle it off. But like it's hard, man. I don't know if just people don't care, or maybe K-pop is too Korean pop music for people. You know, nobody's really buying T-shirts, so it's like hard. It's like, do I raffle away like a $500 drift car? You know, just to give it away.
Maybe do like $1 a spot or something, and give you 500 spots so you could win a really badass car for $1 or something.
Yeah, true. That's true. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm all for it because I got too many of them. I don't give a shit. Like, I mean, the thing is, I should give it away. It'll happen. It's just if I can fucking get on my shit, it's hard, man. It's hard.
Oh, it is, man. We all get it. We all be working too, man. It's hard.
Yeah, and then sometimes I just get home. I'm like, I don't want to sit in front of a computer for another 10 hours or whatever. Or I ride my fucking mountain bike.
Yes.
So, but I don't know, man. This looks.
You should come hang out in Denver and come to Colorado. Come hang out when this is all done, and we'll go ride mountain bikes. Do this type of stuff.
I'm so in collab.
Yes, and drive supers and all of the other good things.
Word.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, and then check these out. What about these? You guys like these?
Oh man,
I do. I was gonna ask you, are those up for grabs yet?
Fans.
Like, can you
Check this
file?
Oh my
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, no, these are.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think these are Tamiya. I don't. Oh wait, no, HPI.
Oh no way.
Yeah, you can buy them. Yeah.
Rad.
That's sick.
I was doing kind of the same idea, printing these little guys.
Oh,
And they just,
yes.
I want to just heat set into the back of that, and then you could just screw it on as the screw for your wheel and make, you know, some steelies. Or I made some kind of turbo fan ones, but
Those
they're
are
fun,
sweet.
dude.
Yeah, they're my favorite looking, for sure.
Oh yeah, right on. Well, fans out there didn't have any questions for Chris. Did you guys have anything that you came up with before then?
No, my
Not let this poor guy go to bed.
yeah, I'm
Check out the build, man.
Wait, what?
Did you finish it,
Andy?
And Andy?
No,
You
it's
put
pretty
miles
close.
on it.
It looks good.
Woo-woo.
I'm missing
Got wheels on
2 pieces.
Ruh-roh.
I need the motor.
Oh no.
Oh, it's like, Andy, I forgot more pieces, dude. Don't tell me this.
Right.
Oh, I don't have the servo mounts.
Damn it.
Crazy. Which shock shafts did you use? Did you use those MST shock shafts?
Does it just use normal servo?
No.
mounts?
I tried to, and all the ones I have are way too big. No, so the shocks I used are off the Usakani D3T trike,
Yes.
the stock ones, because they're real small and short.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just put stock YD2 ones on there.
That's what's up.
That thing's sweet. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Get out of here.
Matt, I thought you were a girl.
Get out of here.
I mean, I got the hair.
Slutty Susan.
Jordan's like, yo, wait, when did she get here? Who's that?
Who that?
Matt, you're going to get to the supermarket holler where some dude's going to be like, hey, girl. And you turn around. He's like, oh, no.
Right?
Oh, man.
Trying to scream.
All right, guys. Well, I had a great time chatting tonight. What do you guys think? Did you have fun?
I did, indeed.
Yeah.
Sure.
I put my printer back together.
Hey,
Good,
hey,
man.
hey.
I'm glad we got you. We shamed you into it or whatever you were saying.
Jerks.
Productive.
Peer pressured him.
Peer
We got
it was
lots
good
going in.
peer pressure,
Ben,
though.
Ben, if you're watching, Chris helped me get my printer running a little faster, so hopefully your prints are done by the end of the weekend, and I'll be sending them out your way, bro.
Just that first layer. Heads up, that first layer, sometimes put it down to 50% on that first layer, and then you'll get perfect prints, because like that's the only layer that fucks up, I find.
Okay. Elliot, in Cura, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Guys, if you want to hang out with me here after we close down the podcast, do so. Let's just shut this down so YouTube doesn't get mad at us. For everyone out there still watching, thanks for tuning in tonight. This was awesome. Had a blast. Great collab tonight with kpopRC. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all next week, all right? Take it easy until then.
Everybody.
Cheers.
Guys.
Nasty bees.
Later, dudes.